In this video, we will be removing the XSD base from the GC to make sure the bore is clear. First, we need to remove the nut on the silico steel line, and then there's two screws that hold the base into the GC and the air line on the bottom. Here we're verifying the nut has been removed from the base, and then the top screw of the base into the wall of the GC. And then I'm going to then loosen the nut on the air line that connects to the bulkhead. Loosen that one, and then finally I'll make sure the nut is off from the back of the GC on the lower bolt, and then just rock the base back and forth until it pops out of the wall of the GC oven. Here's what the base looks like, and then the inner bore of the XSD that can get blocked looks like this. So there's not much space there, but you should be able to see through it when you shine it up to a light. If you choose to replace the silico steel that leads up to the XSD base, it must be cut with a special scoring wafer tool, which I have here. And it has a serrated edge, and basically what you're going to do is you're going to pinch the silico steel in your fingers, between your fingers, and then rub the scoring wafer underneath that, back and forth until it scores it, and then you're going to bend away from that score until it snaps, and that'll give you a nice clean cut that you can put through the ferrule. The ferrules you're going to use on the silico steel are 16th inch OD tapered ferrules by 0.8 millimeter ID ferrules, and that's going to obviously go over the silico steel there. Here we're going to install it into a 16th inch union or 16th inch T, which would be what you'd use on at the XSD FID split. The taper of the, now we're going to take a closer look here, but the taper of the ferrule is going to go toward the union or the T, away from the nut in this configuration. So it's tapered, it goes toward the union or the T. Once you secure the nut onto the fitting, you're going to finger tight, and it'll probably be about a half a turn to 3/4 of a turn to make that secure. Now I'm going to show the installation of the nut and ferrule that is going to go onto the XSD base. And the nut goes on first, and then the ferrule is going to go on. So this would be the opposite end of the previous nut and ferrule set that we had installed. Typically, this is going to be done inside the GC oven. We're doing this outside just for ease of filming and giving you better shots. But sometimes when you put the ferrule on, you may choose to cut or score the silico steel so you have a nice clean cut afterwards. There's not going to be any graphite in there. The ferrule will go on, and the taper of the ferrule is going to be tapered down toward the nut itself. It's going to go inside that, and the flat is going to be on the inside wall of the XSD base. We're going to have another shot of that here momentarily. You can see that it's tapered toward the nut, and the flat is going to go in toward the base. It covers some of that ferrule, and then you're going to tighten it down finger tight, and then it'll be 1/4 to a half a turn likely to make sure it's secure when you finish that, so we don't have any leaks.